Good evening and welcome everybody to N Simplex Vachenko. This is Obi-Wan Pez. Apologies for the sneezy tag tonight. Because, oh goodness. I was doing fine this week. It came off my allergy meds. And then, like, tonight we decided to go out for trunk or treat thing that we had. And yeah, that was a no-go. I guess I should have known better. So, we'll see how things go. Should have kept out the medicine. Alright. So, tonight, I'm going to get back into SOMA yet again and see how far we can get with this. Spoony Bard is also playing it. I believe she has gotten quite a bit further than I have. Or, like, because she kept streaming last night. I think she's a bit farther ahead. So we'll see. We'll see where things go. And hope everybody's been having a good week. Well, hopefully the coffee will start kicking in here soon and get rid of it. All right. Probably need to. Blandland. Yes. McLaurin and Taylor series. So McLaurin series is the same as the Taylor series. However, it's going to represent the particular location at your A value. The thing you're centering around is going to always be 0. In the case of a Taylor series, you just pick anything. So any point you want to center around, any convenient point that is close to where you want to approximate, that's where you want to be. Let's see here. Okay. So, real quick. I don't think I want to do that. You know. Sort of. So if you know how to get the Taylor series, or if you're not entirely sure, it's still doable. Hang on, where the hell's the thing? Nope. Okay. Switch. There we go. Alright, so keep going with this a little bit longer. Come on. Really? you got a series representation of n going from 1 to, I usually do k, but whatever, it's fine. Going from 1 to infinity, 0 to infinity. And your power series is going to be a sub n times x minus, again, they usually do like a or something. Doesn't much matter. X minus x0 also works. Raise to the n. So a is your constants. Okay. So for a Taylor-Maclaurin series, yeah, x minus a, but again, I'm using a as the constant, so it's, try not to use the exact same thing in both places. For a Taylor-Maclaurin series, what we say is that when n equals 0, we want our approximation to match the function value. So we're going to get a sub 0 times x minus x sub 0 raised to the 0 needs to be equal to the function value at that particular point. Oh, goodness. Alright, so that means that a sub 0 is just literally equal to that because all this stuff is going to be 1. So a sub 0 is going to be equal to the function value at x sub 0. F of x is going to be equal to this series, infinite series. Alright, so then Taylor-Maclaurin said if we do a sub 1, what that is going to be is that, you know what, hang on. We're going to have for the next term. You know what? Damn it. Hang on. Let me think about this for a second. Okay. Okay. I skipped a step here. This is important. We said that our f of x is going to be equal to all this stuff. So we don't even want it necessarily for n equals 0, n equals 1, all that stuff. What we care about is that we're going to get this series to represent f of x. What we're going to do is plug in f at x0, and when we have our first term, this is just going to be 1 before we plug anything in, right? We're just going to get a sub 0 times 1. Then we're going to get a sub 1 times x minus x sub 0 to the first plus a 2 times x minus x sub 0 squared plus dot 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 all the way out to infinity. And we plug in on the next steps. So here and here, we're going to say that x equals x0. And so all of these are just going to end up being 0 forever, right? All the way out to infinity. They're all 0. This one this one's just a sub 0. And like if we want to multiply it out first, we could do this up here and say, okay, we had a sub 0 times x minus x sub 0 to the 0. Again, this is 1, and so a sub 0 by itself just comes down. And then a sub 1 times x minus x0 to the first, plus a2, x minus x0 to the second, etc. So before we do any plugging in or anything like that, we've already got that this a sub 0 is just by itself. All right, then this means that a sub 0 is equal to f of x0. Okay, so on the next time around, we've got a sub 0 plus a sub 1 times x minus x sub 0 to the first plus dot dot dot. All the same stuff. Now, we want to know what a sub 1 is going to be. So plugging in x sub 0 is not going to be helpful. We're just going to get zeros again. So what we can do is we can take the derivative of all this stuff. And so f prime at x is going to be equal to, this is now going to be 0. This 1 comes down front, multiplies, and then the exponent becomes 0. And etc. So we get here that the derivative of f is going to be a sub 1 plus 2 a sub 2 times x minus x0 to the first plus 3 a sub 3 times x minus x0 to the second plus dot 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 all the way out to infinity. And now we say that this is going to be f prime at x0 is going to be equal to a sub 1. That's it. Because again, all this is now going to be 0. Right, all other values are all just going to be 0 forever because they have x terms in there. Yep. C values, that was it. Okay. So it's c sub n with x minus a on the inside. Anyway, again, it doesn't matter really. So that here we know that f prime x sub 0 is going to be a sub 1. Okay, and then we draw a line and say do the same thing for the next one. So f double prime at x is going to be equal to, again, a sub 1 is going to get knocked out, and then over here we're going to have 2 a sub 2 times 1, right? X minus x0 to the first is going to become x minus x0 to the 0th power, so it's gone. And now we've got 2 a2 plus a bunch of zeros. So here this is saying that a2 is going to be equal to f double prime at x sub 0, x sub 0, over 2. I mean, what do you mean? You have an example? All right, so eventually this works out to, if we have the nth derivative and we take it at x sub 0, and then this is going to be equal to n factorial times a sub n. Which means that this thing is going to be divided by n factorial. So a sub n is going to be nth derivative of f located at x divided by n factorial. So that's why Taylor series gets abbreviated to n goes from 0 to infinity of your c sub n. Oops. Right, we already know what c is. Right, nth derivative at x sub 0 divided by n factorial times x minus a to the n. Limits and continuity for 2 or more. Fun times. Okay. So, I mean, you're looking at what's going to happen with limit as x goes to some sort of value and the limit as y goes to some sort of value. So this is really just going to end up being the same sort of thing that we had with regular one-dimensional continuity. I mean, if it's a discontinuity, you can't. Ah, okay. So they do actually do this as one thing. It's been a really long time since I've seen any of this. So, interesting. What I'm seeing here is that the function f of xy is going to be continuous at the point a, b if the limit is just equal to the plugged-in version. So, I mean, I guess that means it falls under the same umbrella. So it's going to be continuous at xy if the limit as x approaches c, y approaches d of xy is equal to, sorry, cd, f of cd. Which means, same as regular two-dimensional calculus or one-dimensional calculus, whatever you want to call it. So 1 f at CD exists to the limit as x approaches c and y approaches d of f of xy exists. And then third, that's going to be the same. Right, the limit and the function value have to be the same. So they're getting around it just by giving you only the third one. But realistically, the other stuff has to be there as a like precursor to even think about it. Yeah. The next question is, can you even do L'Hopital's rule? Because yeah, if you can divide out stuff, that's easy. Sine parentheses k squared. That all kind of depends. So that's not well defined. So you need to know whether this is the sine squared of k, which is equal to sine of k all parentheses squared, or does this mean sine of k squared? I would never, ever, 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 ever put it on a piece of paper like that. Like, that's really poor form. Yeah. Okay, sine squared k. So yeah, just don't do that. Because that implies to me that it's going to be k squared, but then, I don't know. Graphs range from 0 to 1, yeah. Oh, so you want to, do you want to do that for series? Because sine squared k plus 1 over the square root of k plus 1. So you want to do a, am I getting this right? You want to do a Taylor series? Oh, okay. Right. Is it absolute, is it conditional, or is it divergence? So for something like that, you say, all right, our sine squared of k is going to remain between 0 and 1, and it's just going to kind of oscillate back and forth. And then you have a value that is 1 over square root of k plus 1. So if you're adding those two things, then you're going to always have something that is going to be between 0 and 1. Oh, no, no, no. Right. So as k gets really big, what's happening to the fraction? It's like, what's happening with the 1 over square root of k plus 1? So the thing that you're going to do with this one, you just want to run this through your head real quick. So what's the limit as k goes to 0? Or infinity? Oh, no, okay. Never mind, that is 0. Man. I'm okay, I promise. Ah, man. And then my eyes hurt because it's like super bright. God, this sucks. Alright. Never had a problem like this before. Just like allergies. Alright. Sorry, for some reason I thought that was the K value is going to 0, so the whole thing was going to infinity overall. So that was really weird. Anyway. So with this, if you're talking about the sine squared function being added to your 1 over square root thing, you could say that, well, by the p series, what's this doing? Let's see. It's always between 0 and 1. So, okay. Okay, so are you saying that this is supposed to be sine squared of k over square root of k plus 1? Or are you saying that this is sine squared of k plus 1 over square root k plus 1? Sorry. Whew. Oh, plus 1. Okay, sorry. Over that bit. Okay. It would help if I could actually read. Okay. So yeah, you're not going to be able to compare directly then. And a p-series would say that 1 over square root of k plus 1 is divergent. Yep. Okay. Okay. I think we can go like this. So shift to the left one compared to the standard p-series. Okay, but since this is less than that, and we know that this diverges, so less than this for all k in positive integers, since this diverges, then this implies that this thing will also diverge. Right, and if we want to get technical, it could be less than or equal to, although we'll never need the equal to part. So that would imply that the sine squared of k is going to be 0 at some point for some k value, but apart from k being 0, there aren't any. Hector, thank you so much for the bits. Welcome in, my name is Obi-Wan Pez, this is N Simplex Pachinko. We are very sniffly today, because I spent time outside, and that was a mistake. And we're running through some math here real quick before we get back to SOMA. So yeah, it's not even that sine squared of k is is 1. It's that sine squared of k is always going to be between 0 and 1 for all k values. For all k values. And I mean, this could be the real numbers as well, but we're mostly concerned with just positive integers. Because again, that's how the sum works. So because this is true, right, this we could also then compare. Somebody might argue, well, that's not really the p-series because it has something else on the inside. It's not just root k. So somebody might be like, well, you can't do that. If we want to get really picky about it, we can say, all right, fine. We'll say we're going to look at the sum as k goes from 1 to infinity of 1 over root k plus 1. And then we could say that k plus 1 needs to be a new thing. So k plus 1, let k plus 1 equal n, I guess. That means here we've got add 1 to both sides, so k plus 1 is going to be 2. So this is going to be the same as n equals 2 to infinity of 1 over root n. Alright, so this will diverge by p-series. And therefore this one will also diverge by p-series. So you're not doing a direct comparison. Yeah. So I'm not sure how far in depth you need to actually go here. So you'd say, all right, I'm comparing this thing to this. We know that to do a divergence comparison, this thing always needs to be underneath this particular other function, and then it also needs to diverge. So if it's underneath it and it diverges, then it essentially pushes the other one out from being able to converge. I mean, it depends on, like I said, it kind of depends on how far you need to go. So you might need to um, ask your professor exactly. Anything involving trig is crazy. Well, I mean, not really, because this could be any function. It doesn't have to be uh, sine squared. Like that could be the natural log of k when k is greater than 1 or equal to, for that matter. Yeah. Well, just do different things at that school. But I would suggest writing to your professor and asking, how does this work? Is is this going to be good enough, or is this thing here going to be good enough to do a direct comparison, or do we need to um, relabel k plus 1 into something that's just going to work with a p-series 1 over square root of n? It's just that, like a single term inside the square root. I could see it going either way, but I really, really hope they don't force that particular thing. Okay. No, damn it. I forgot to switch this thing back again. Boop. I would not suggest that Taylor series is the hardest. I think that actually the comparison tests are harder. It's one of the last that we do because we need like all the other things in order to understand it. Simon has found a scan of a security recruit, Brandon Wan, and hoped to find a way to extract a cipher from him somehow so Catherine can access Dunbat. Only with the Dunbat will the baby be able to enter the Abyss and find the Ark. Right, this is going to be interesting because we need to figure out how to manipulate this guy. Integral test with error bound. Yeah. I'm one of the. I mean, I still hate the whole like. All right. So you got this thing. And you got a function which represents it. That is not it. That's not quite it either, but you know what? Close enough. So these corners all hit these things. Totally. Definitely do. Okay. So you have here the integral of f of x dx. Going from a to infinity. Usually it's just 1. Going from 1 to infinity. So we're starting here and then summing out as we go off to infinity. Now, if you remember from your Riemann sums, right, this integral is too big. So what we do is we say that this is going to be greater than or equal to the sum of our particular f of x sub n x sub n. So it's technically like x sub n plus 1, I think. Because here we're going to look from 1. Well, I mean, it's just a subscript. Never mind. It's fine. So n goes from 1 to infinity, which is going to be greater than or equal to still compared to if we do the exact same thing on all these, and we take the integral of f of x plus 1 dx. This is not exactly how they write it in the book. I forget like exactly what's going on there. But again, this thing undershoots by this much. So underrepresents the series. And this one right, so the remainder curses is going to be OpenStax calculus 2 integral test. Remainder estimate from the integral test. All right, there we go. Okay, so the way it actually looks, right? So the sum as n goes from 1 to capital N of our function yeah, it's going to be represented by partial sum s sub n. So then the remainder is going to be s sub n plus the integral. Here we go. All right, so you know the partial sum at some particular value. Yes, big N is just a number, whereas little n is going to be the index. So it doesn't matter. They're two different terms. They're two different variables, so it's fine. Okay. Oops. f of x dx. So if we know the partial sum out to some particular value, so if we knew the partial sum out to here, for example, then we're going to be taking the first term there. So technically that's like s sub 1 plus, right? So this is going to be, where's the thing? I see. Yep, there we go. All right, so then if we add 1 to this particular number and take the break here, then we're going to underrepresent, and it's basically like doing the blue one. Eh. Wish I could just erase the color from this, and then keep just the black part. All right. So this is saying that our partial sum that we found so far, and then the integral from that value that we are at all the way to the end is going to overrepresent, and the value from the next number up to the end will underrepresent. So this is not going to work. All right. Yeah, that's right. Close enough. Okay. So if we choose n as this number right here, and actually it doesn't even matter, right, where this is. So we have taken the partial sums up until this point. Wherever this is going to, right? So we've found the partial sum up to this point. Then it says that taking the integral from n up to infinity of f of x dx is finding the area under the curve starting from here and going out to infinity. All of it. this is going to be too big, and it's going to overrepresent by that red amount every single time. Okay, and then the other wild thing is that we go over here and we say that if we start from n plus 1, and we take the integral from n plus 1 to infinity of f of x dx, this will underrepresent and by which I mean that the red parts from n plus 1 going all the way out to infinity will never fill the rectangle between x equals n and x equals n plus 1. So we're still taking the integral here, going out to infinity. It's still going to represent all this stuff. It's just that all of these red bits that are the extra on our integral calculation are never going to be able to fill up this rectangle here to make it equal to the infinite sum value. Hey, the Technic up. How'd you do? Or no, wait. Sorry, that was 13. 3. That was 3. There we go. Poke. Ugh, man. It's been a hell of a week. Right, so then they just label, if we subtract s sub n from all these pieces, then that means that the integral from n plus 1 to infinity of f of x dx will always be less than the remainder of the sum, which will always be less than the integral from n to infinity of f of x dx. So in this particular case, you can always find out that what the remainder is going to be, roughly speaking. Right? How much, or we have bounds on it. So if you go far enough, you get a small enough remainder that it's going to be good enough for whatever purposes you need. Right, and we can center that not with a sigma, but based on what n value we're at. So r is a function of n. I think I'm good there. How are we all doing? Yeah, we're good. So the center of mass calculation is going to be looked at by taking whatever funky area you've got here and saying that you have some sort of density function multiplied by your distance that is away from, what is it, density times, no, it's just the integral. Yeah, it's the integral of the density function. Don't actually have it here, but because if it's like a disk or something, then it's really super easy. But if it's not a disk, then it's going to be harder. Damn it! Keep doing that. All right. Man, what didn't load? Come on. All right. So we need to load up this guy, this particular location. What do you mean? If you have the logic, then you should be good, pretty much. Okay. Right, can't do that. Do we need to go back downstairs and actually like manually transfer the file or open it up or what? I was lost, and that was my problem. Right, it's across the hall. Already got this thing. There was only one that was actually like decent. We pulled it out, we put it in here. We transferred all that data onto here. Alright, Brandon 1. He doesn't like the ski lodge, he doesn't like the beach. He doesn't like no environment.
so bad?
Wait! Simon, you just reset the simulation.
Yeah, no kidding. As always. It's gonna always do it. I was watching a Jacob Geller video today, and he mentioned this exact particular scenario.
Strasky, come in. I need help in the lab, the scan room.
What happened?
Conrad killed himself after the scan.
Jesus, how?
Maser tool? What should I do?
I'm gonna need to tell Strohmeyer.
No, please! I'm so close. Strohmeyer's gonna shut down the art project. It's not my fault people keep killing themselves.
Catherine, what are you gonna do? It's not like you can sneak a 300-pound body out of the lab.
I know.
Catherine, are you okay?
Not even close.
Is there another location that we can go to somewhere else in this entire place which has some different options? Or is there one on a desk that was way up here? Because that'd be nice too. No. Well, it's worth a shot. Supposed to be like agreeable exterior test applied to arc, agreeable interior test, ski lodge discarded. Theta scan room, better continuation not necessary for arc. Right? That's on the chip. Versailles, copied chip, corrupted data. So can't do it. Beach, copied chip, we already have it. Float tank, copied chip. Corrupt data, scan room. Network transfer restricted. might just be one more place. You go look for some sort of scan environment, and then I don't know necessarily how to do it. Is it in Brandon's room?
Here we go, Brandon Wan's room. I'll just override the lock for you.
Alright.
If we get to know him, maybe we can make the simulation a little smoother.
Yeah.
Brandon, you ready to go? Strohmeyer says it's time to move.
I'm waiting for Stratsky and Alvaro to pack up their stuff. Head downstairs and I'll meet you there.
Don't take too long.
Yes, that is one of the songs from my
Don't
childhood.
worry, we're right behind you.
Seems like they were getting ready to leave. Heard some lady telling Brandon to hurry up.
You got that from the intercom? Must be a transmission buffer. Hang on. That's Alice Coster. Wouldn't have guessed they even knew of each other. Interesting.
Cute.
About the scan. Everyone's being so brave. All smiles, no regrets. You know how you said you would hold my hand during the scan? If the offer still stands, I gratefully accept. If we do it together, we could suffer the hangover together as well. Say it takes a couple of days to recover. Kisses, Alice.
There's a note from Alice that makes me think she was scanned alongside Brandon.
Okay, that sounds really promising. We can definitely use that. I think we got this, Simon. I can synthesize Alice's voice from the intercom and use it to impersonate her for the simulation. We can trick them into feeling safe enough to open up.
Feels a little
Great.
dirty.
Definitely feeling good about this.
Good job with the intercom. I didn't know you could data mine. What's it like?
It's just something that I do now.
So it comes naturally to you. That's really interesting.
Yeah, I'll make sure to add it to my dating profile.
Akers finally agreed to evacuate Delta. Goya, Creer, and I moved to Theta yesterday. Akers said he'd stick around for a while longer. Crazy bastard. I take pride in my work, but goddamn, that place is miserable since the surface stopped sending parts.
I found more evidence suggesting they were together during the scan.
That's okay, Sherlock. We got it already. We should focus on simulating Brandon Wan.
Did my arc scan together with Alice. Strohmeyer told me that the hangover would basically kill me. Such an asshole. I was fine at first, but the splitting headache a couple of hours later. Biggest pain was that Chun girl. So fucking uncomfortable at times. Makes my skin crawl. Strohmeyer went ballistic and shut down all future scans for the ARC project. Apparently Conrad wanted in on the continuity, and he just fried himself right in the pilot seat after the scan. Something tells me we'll be getting new security ciphers. Just heard that Komorebi survey team is going to Delta to pick up Akers. He's been alone for months now. Can't imagine what he's been up to. And killing everybody. Now, you can't just categorize all other music as bad.
I compiled an Alice module that we can use.
So she'll be with Brandon in the simulation.
Sort of. I'll still need to do the talking, but it'll sound and look like Alice.
42, 12 over 407. Got it?
Yeah, I got it. I'm sorry, Mr. Wong. Right. Goodbye.
What do you mean? No, wait.
That's enough. We
That was
got what
dirty.
we need.
Is that what we are? Simulations?
Yeah, but it shouldn't make any difference. You're still you. I'm not sure what to do with the data. You decide.
Let's just shut down. Now I don't know where to go. Hooray. Probably just downstairs or something. I don't know. Yeah.
Simon, we got it. We can get to the Dunbat now. Get back here.
Shot. Alright.
I wonder what the real Simon would have thought if he knew about me.
What do you mean?
Let's cycle out of
You
here.
do know
That's
about
it.
yourself.
No, I mean the real Simon. The human Simon.
Going by your reactions, I'd say you'd be pretty upset.
Okay, maybe we're not cycling out. Okay, where is she? Is that it? I don't remember. It's been
There
too
you
long.
are. Just warming up the Dunbat for us. It's been collecting dust for months, so it might need a minute. Okay, that's it. That's everything. Let's go ahead and... Huh. That's weird. Never mind.
What do you need me to do?
Head inside the dock. The Omnitool can open the door now. And get into the Dunbat. Then plug me in, and I'll take us into the abyss.
Sounds easy enough.
It wasn't exactly off, right? I alt tabbed, so SOMA does not like alt tabbing. There we go. Not really. So, for a linear approximation, you're trying to make... Goodness. Uh... Well then. Um... So for a linear approximation, what you're doing is you're just saying that you're going to take a particular point and you're going to try to find the derivative at that particular point, and then continue that on for however far you need to. Okay, well that's awkward. We just made that thing fall out of the sky. So, a little bit of a problem. Come on. Oh, yep, okay. Yeah. I'm pretty happy that I convinced my spouse that we needed to get an electric car for the next one. Achievement unlocked. Plan B. No, that's gonna fall. Hey, it didn't fall. High security area. Man. Alright, let's touch the button.
Wait, this isn't... Oh, no! WoW got to the Dunbat before we did, am I right?
Well, it was talking. That's rarely a good sign.
Damn it. The Dunbat was our best shot. I was really banking on this to work.
Come on, we can't quit now. There's gotta be another way. How do you think you did it? How did the team get the Ark down the abyss in the first place?
If they didn't use the Dunbat, the
The only other way would be the climber at Omicron. It's like an elevator which supposedly reaches all the way down into the abyss.
Okay, so we do that. We go to Omicron and take the elevator.
Yeah, okay. Sure. We'll just head over to Omicron and hope there's a power suit that fits you. You know, so you don't implode while in the abyss.
That does sound useful.
Alright, let's go then. Wait, what is this place? Seems to be a lot of information on the Ark here. There's a prototype and everything.
Okay.
Let's start it up. I want to see how it works. Maybe we can figure out how to get on the Ark.
I don't want to.
You didn't know how to get us on?
How difficult could it be?
No? Okay. No, doesn't fit. Cool. Decided to finalize the Ark with the scans we have. I'm sorry for all of you who wanted to go but didn't get a chance to scan yourself before the project was put on hold. It's been 2 months since I've added a scan, and I don't see how we'll be able to win back the support you all showed me when we started the project. I'm sorry. Never meant for anyone to take their lives. It was never my intention to fool anyone. I just wanted to save something. Dr. Catherine Chun. What's left? Apply interface module. Seal Arc capsule. Ask permission from 4Q. Brief Ivashkin, Lindvall, Pedersen, and Hill. Take shuttle to Omicron. Pick up power suits. Climb the climber. Ride the climber to the abyss. Regroup at Tau. Head to launch site. Load the bullet and launch the Ark. Down in Tau. Still. Oops. Arc Attitude Survey. To gauge staff opinion, please fill out this short survey. Recently it was decided that the Ark project would become Pathos 2's last official commitment. The staff has been urged to carry on with their duties despite Earth's catastrophic condition. I think the Ark project is the most logical step towards saving mankind, and that we should spend as much time and resources as needed to complete it. Sure, why not? To embark, every passenger needs to be flushed with electromagnetism using a pilot seat. These scanning sessions are known to cause nausea and headaches, sometimes lasting up to 3 days. I think temporary physical discomfort, no matter how severe, is a small price to pay to save mankind. You're going to die anyway, so... The Ark is built to fit a Ranger Mark 7 probe, meaning that it could be shot into space with the Omega space gun and technically survive for thousands of years, living off the light from our sun and distant stars. I think the Ark should leave Earth behind. I think the Ark should leave Earth behind and be launched into space. Agree. The digitization of humanity is an opportunity to make a quantum leap in our own evolution. The people inside Ark will, out of necessity, be generated from existing genetic code, but could be altered to allow for cosmetic changes, ease aging, and even prevent death. I think we are at risk of losing our humanity if we are to rid ourselves of disease and our mortality. I mean, not entirely, but somewhat. There are only 58 people left alive to be stored inside the Ark. A way to diversify and expand the population would be to introduce artificial intelligences that would in every way appear to be human, but with childlike and naive sensibilities. As we continue to explore the nature of intelligence, we may find a way to make them smarter in the future. I think even an inferior group of artificial people would benefit our society. Well, yes, because trying to teach new AI would eventually create more advanced AI in the future. Arc approval, 76% agree, strongly agree. Eternity Among the Stars, 26% agree, which is what I selected, 66% strongly. Inferior Companions, gain for gain. 46% strongly agree, 50% agree. Boy, artificial evolution and inferior companions go a much more even split among all the categories. Interesting. Okay. Signal transmitter. Tools, FST kit, extra oxygen, P11 permission.
Wow, that's so cool. It's the whole gang.
A crew photo? Really? Who were you saving this for? The world was dead.
Thanks, Simon. I thought being an asshole wasn't invented until the 22nd century. Now I know better. That's Phi, all right. Quick stop at Omicron, then Tau, then Phi.
Let's do it.
Don't hold your breath. Don't stay out too long. Don't dive too deep. Don't dive with malfunctioning equipment. Don't dive too deep is a super important one, even though it doesn't necessarily seem like it all the time. And yeah.
What's this thing?
That's just a compound examiner. Coster uses it to investigate structural integrity of deload frameworks.
Of course.
Could you fit inside it? If I knew what you were made of, it would be a hell of a lot easier to figure out how to get you on the Ark.
Give it a try.
Alright, one sec. Man. Alright, let's try that again.
Bit of a tight fit.
Can you reach the on switch?
Yep.
Should I be worried about radiation?
I think we're beyond that. Interesting. You seem to be one with the diving suit you're wearing. Everything's meshed together.
How's that gonna work with the suit we're picking up at Omicron?
I think they're bigger. You should be able to wear them both.
That's good.
Imaging? Who's that?
It looks like the basis for your body is one of my old colleagues. A standard Cortex chip for robots, including the data reader and the OcuTorch, has just been forced through the skull.
What?
Structure gel has fused the whole construction together. Amazing stuff.
No, hold on, back up. I'm one of your old colleagues?
Well, your body is. Imogen Reed.
That's disgusting.
Hey, don't say that. She was nice to me. Anyway.
Maybe not exactly
the
friend.
Cortex chip is good news. That means we can transfer your mind to the Ark with a pilot seat.
Kath, I'm half a dead person.
Yes, it makes sense. Think about it. All those simplistic minds we've run into, just reviving a dead person doesn't seem to work that well. A robot body seems to make people a bit unreliable. You are the best of both worlds. A sound mind concept, but I don't know the specifics. I really wish we could figure out how the scan data is formulated and processed. The arc doesn't even look that bulky. This is gonna be easy.
You haven't heard of the concept of jinxing, have you?
Sorry, I forgot your people were superstitious.
Oh, I see. Okay. At least I think I do.
Start an arc simulation. I want to see how it works.
Um, I don't understand. Okay, there's only so much stuff here, so it's like that's the object, but oh, okay. Now it works. 43.75%, so 896 terabytes of memory corrupted. Simulation reconfiguration necessary. Cool. Reduce memory footprint. We're currently at 1956 terabytes out of 1152 possible or allowed terabytes. Okay, cool. Alright, river. Take out. Sun at noon, lake. All. Fluid physics. Soft physics. What do we need? We got 29 left. Got anything here? Nah. Alright, what do we need to do? Oh, we need those, I see. Need type. Wait, what? Moon full? Oh, I see. Okay. So we need the physics fluid. We need the water. Uh-huh. rigid. So close. Have to have that. Vegetation basic, we can lose it. Advance? No, we need the advance. Alright, let's see it.
Try loading a dummy scan. It shouldn't be that difficult. I just want to make sure I understand how the scan data is formulated before we start messing around with the real arc. Run the simulation and then hit pause while the code is running. It'll give me a cross-section of the process. You need to pause while the dummy is loaded, otherwise I can't know if it's working or not. You need to catch it while it's being loaded. No, try again. The dummy needs to be loaded when you pause. Try pausing it when the dummy is loaded.
Oh. I know how computers work. Run diagnostic.
Yes, of course. So precise, so perfect.
Nothing like admiring your own work.
What? Oh, right.
Are we done here? Can we go to Omicron and get my new suit now?
Yeah, we should get going.
Want to bring this arc as a backup?
No, that wouldn't work. This is just a prototype.
Good. I prefer to travel light.
Let's go. Don't forget to take me with you.
Are we actually going? Don't trust it. System error, cool. It just doesn't work at all. Alright, cool, cool. No foreign contaminants beyond this point. Do we classify? Oh. Oh dear. Mega management. Broken. This thing keeps you alive, but what kind of a life is it, really? Okay, that didn't work. Just checking. Alright, glass doesn't work. Metal. Empty tin cans apparently don't work. Need to go find a fire extinguisher. I need it. Lots of tic-tac-toe. Force equals mass times velocity of evac minus a sub e times, I can't tell what that is, lamb. Yeah. V sub e minus a bunch of stuff. Alright, we need a straight nozzle, not one that curves out or in. Golem. Quantum. Propulsive efficiency. Okay. Need something that's got some weight behind it. So, like, again, fire extinguisher is good. I don't see one here. Conference room. Oh, good. There's a fire extinguisher. Excuse me. Terry Akers, one of the worst cases I've seen yet, and it's likely his own downfall. He blinded himself and clogged up his insides with structure gel. Be surprised if he ever woke up from the coma. It did make me think of Hart's absurd story about what happened at Lambda. Could it really be true that the WoW is somehow able to change and rebuild the... Okay. We're in opposite order now. October 7th, 2103, Conrad's daddy boiled his brain to pulp with a WRAM maser following the ARC neuroscan. Clearly another continuity enthusiast killing himself to take his place on the ARC. Chun. The usual Chun is quiet. As usual, Chun is quiet and does her best to avoid eye contact. She doesn't want to be here, but Strohmeyer demands another evaluation. Chun isn't obstinate or dishonest, but she'd rather not speak if can be avoided. She has a hard time dealing with people in general, including doctors. Catherine Chun is weak in character. Interesting. The perfect victim to be domineered and pushed around by others. She's a scared mouse that I don't want to upset, so we sit quiet and pass the time. Vanessa Hart. Hart appears to be in good shape considering the circumstances, only bruises and mild hypothermia caused by the long walk. It's difficult to corroborate her story as she's the only one to return. Alright, so the structured gel, the WoW, and a bunch of other stuff is basically keeping all people alive. If you can call that a life. It's keeping their bodies going at least. Exam room. Med lab.
Chief factor at Delta, first assessment. Brought in today, January 16th, 2104. Reportedly found in his diving suit, unconscious, water. Akers has been consuming large amounts of starchy gel, police involved. Difficult to tell how this has affected his health beyond the obvious complaint, and if it somehow caused him to gouge out his eyes. Small amounts of gel have always been considered perfectly safe to handle, but I can't recall ever hearing about any recommendations on how to use before exposure. Considering its properties, I doubt it's poisonous, but the more transformative aspects of the thoroughbred makes me think that malign cell mutations are to be expected. I think I will need to consult Dr. Eames at Omicron about this.
Always wash hands before and after handling specimens. Remarkable. Remarkable connectivity, neural patchwork. Meet downstairs at the shuttle in some amount of time. Gel consumption acres. Initially reconstructive, unnatural growth, symbiotic attempts. So resources 0. Okay, cool. Let's see. That could be the other option. Try to lock this thing away somewhere. Key control, okay. Security messages. Dispatch November 17th. Alert conference room, alert shuttle station, alert common area, alert machine hangar. Huge structure gel leak has caused the WoW to cease control over the Dumbat. Forced quarantine to avoid further development. Lastly, we need is another talking machine. Interesting. So it was even happening back then. This is fine. Checklist: survive ARC, stop people from killing themselves, send off C and the team, keep people safe, enjoy the rest of Armageddon. Akers is not alone. At least 3 proxy creatures. Check and seal doors, move downstairs, shuttle Omicron. I'm good. Lansky question mark. Oh, good. Oh. Got one of these.
Stromeyer, you there? I hear you, Brandon. What do you got? Akers and his critters are ferocious. They pick up on every move. There's no way past them. Then we'll fight them. We got to get to the shuttle. And end up like Shank and Adams? No way. Listen, I'll create a distraction and pull them to me. Get the gang to the shuttle station.
Wait, Brandon, what are you doing?
Don't worry, Alice. I'll look back as soon as you guys are safe. Just load up the shuttle. We'll be ready to go. Are you sure about this? I don't plan to die today, sir. See you at the shuttle.
I'm sure it went fine. No worries. Inside. I haven't seen this guy yet, so this is kind of curious. Don't look. Yep. This is one of those don't look things. Cool, cool, cool. Ouch. Man. How come it can open the door and I can't? That's some bullshit.
I'm sorry about before, Brandon. I'm sorry we couldn't let you rest in peace.
come on. Okay, that's better.
Now what? I need to format the chip?
Stromeyer! Brandon, where are you? It got out of hand. I'm in sector RD4. Did you get everyone downstairs? Yeah, we're safe for now. But you need to get moving. They're gonna figure out where we are and come for us. Don't worry about it. The stairs are blocked, and I killed the elevator. Pulled the connector chip from the lock. Fine. That means you're stuck as well. Only way to keep you guys safe. Take the shuttle, go to Omicron. God damn it, Juan. You just had to be the hero, you bastard. Good luck, sir. Tell Alice I love her.
Oh.
Sarah, how the hell are we gonna make sure the Ark makes it?
Every launch is a crapshoot, you know that.
I just wish these numbers looked better.
What do you care? It's just a pack of data, right?
Yeah, just a pack of data.
I hate it. That's one floor down. We wanted to go to the transport station instead, but oh, should have seen that coming. Clink. Right? Right? Is that what's gonna happen? Oh no. Sure. Yeah. Well. This is fine. Okay. Well then. I think that's 2 total deaths. Can it do anything? No. Where are we loading? Anywhere in particular?
Don't move.
Oh.
It's okay.
What?
It's over now. Relax.
Ashley? What are you doing here?
Hanging out like couples do.
We're not.
You don't want me?
Yes, of course, but. What happened?
We fell in love.
Huh. Maybe that death was inevitable? I have the Omni tool. It's just not going into the slot here, so it can't be this that I'm actually meant to do. Yay, metagaming. Yeah, it was probably gonna make a lot of noise no matter what I did. Track that thing. I'm under the stairs. You can't see me. Come on. Yeah. Yeah, okay. That's the only way forward. Don't get it. Supposed to go under there. Okay, so he's on the other side of this door. That's pretty gross. see how it is. Okay. Okay. That's gonna suck. Give me a break. Cool. They allegedly don't have eyes, so shouldn't be able to see me. Go down the corridor I need. So that's not helpful. Oh, come on, man. Seriously, what in the hell? got the Omni tool still. Cool. Next question, what is that powering? one of these things should be working. Clearly it is not. Yes. Okay. Not liking the sounds this thing's making. Okay. Where am I? No storage permitted. Heal up. Killed the dream I dreamed.
What happened? What did she do? Come on, we gotta get her out of there.
Holy shit, Hart blew up the O2 surplus. She sealed the tunnel.
She really didn't want Acres following us to Omicron. Ah, shit, she's fucking hurt.
Her suit is leaking.
We have to get her to Omicron.
Shit, it's bad, real bad.
Oh, fuck, no!
Alright. Let's find Omicron.
It's like, what are those? Some sort of transceiver. Power failure on all of them. Oh. It's one of these little guys. Let's see what's up here. Hopefully a map. Yeah. Might need a new chip. Before flushing, make sure to open valves and turn pump.
Whoa! Better be careful.
Open valve. Cool. Pressure pump. And flush. Okay.
reading
What?
like the others. Huh. There you are.
Where are we?
We're right next to Omicron, a smaller building connected to the main site. Can't you tell?
No, my view is pretty limited. There's some heavy restrictions on my system access. Did you find a power suit?
Not yet. Trying to figure out how to get into Omicron, the big building.
Oh, okay. Keep up the good work.
That's it? You got nothing?
Good luck.
Thanks. Kath, how are you so okay with all this?
With what?
Being a talking box, for one thing. Not being human.
It's not so bad.
So, you're not bothered at all by not having a body?
I'm getting there. You're making me feel really self-conscious.
Come on, be serious.
I never felt that comfortable being human in the first place. This isn't much worse.
Not being able to move would freak me out. Glad you got the box and not me.
Would make it a little easier to help out if I had a body, but you're doing a good job.
Just figured being able to stretch a little would give you some ease.
My physical constraints don't translate to my experience very well. I feel about as human as before, but as if suspended in air. Which is kind of interesting now that I think about it.
Kath, why do you think I was made? Why would this AI, the WoW, bring me here?
I don't think you could ever know. I have my own beliefs, but nothing that can be verified.
Tell me, why do you think the WoW brought me here?
The WoW had a range of assignments, but they all sprung from one single idea. Preserve humanity. When the comet hit the Earth, killing everything, leaving a fraction of humanity left alive, the WoW started to compensate.
It's restoring humanity.
I think so, but I don't think we share its definition of human. Or life, for that matter.
Catherine, are we alive?
That's an impossible question to answer. We lack meaningful definitions.
I just figured there must be a way to know. To know if this life is worth living.
You assume you've changed so much, but have you really?
I don't know. I don't feel so different. But the world sure does. I never realized how much the idea of myself depended on where I am.
How do you mean?
I miss Toronto. Not because my friends and family are there, but because I know where I fit in. In Toronto, I know who I am.
That's an interesting observation.
There we go.
Fibber, do we have any painkillers left? This tinnitus is becoming crippling.
Sorry, we only have heavy stuff left. Morphine level drugs.
I'll take it. Feels like my head is about to explode.
Can do, that's stuff for emergencies. Besides, Cameron thinks the ringing will settle when JR reaches 100%.
Then tell him to hurry the fuck up.
Should be a matter of hours. Just hang in there.
Keep me posted.
Yeah, well, I have this thing I need to take care of, so I'll talk to you later, okay?
Sure thing, Herb.
He must have overloaded his black box.
Humans have black boxes?
Here we do. Company policy. It records your vitals to help medical personnel treat you in case of accidents.
That's how I can hear the dead.
Right. Yeah, you should be able to data mine black boxes, just like the intercom at Theta. There has to be a way to cancel the lockdown. Have a look around the room.
Any idea who this is?
Not really. Not that familiar with the people at Omicron. Are you hearing that glitched noise?
Yeah, what is that? I think I solved it.
Solved what?
Why do I get the feeling that we just got lured into the back of a van?
What are you talking about?
Everybody's offline. That's shocking. diagnostic tool for post-impact contingency plan. Temp validate, press UU78. Stuff needed to make the crane work again. All data on now. Necessary security update for paranoid lab rats. Dead people don't bite. Yeah. Oh, I know.
Omicron retracted the quarantine shutters. Lockdown canceled.
Something wants us to come inside.
And we want to go inside. What's the problem? Come on, let's get going.
Suppose walk down there, right? Not gonna let me fall. Okay, cool. Well, hello.
The world is dead, Richard. Even if we got inside Omicron, what's left? Grab a couple suits and head for Tau? Strasky, Jonesy, Hart. Everyone is dead. And we are right behind them. We're probably the last people left alive. The last moments of mankind. No oxygen left. Better sit down. Don't want to fall into the abyss.
There are worse ways to die. Probably. Why they call you Em?
Huh? Oh, it's for Emma.
Emma Alvaro. I like that. It's a good name. We should have hung out more. I think we would have made good friends.
Thanks. I would have liked that.
Goodbye, Emma.
Bye.
Out of curiosity, can I do something with these? Polygon Moray. Atlantic tarpon. SCAD. Alright. Back to the big building. Probably we're going to open the door here and then go find one of our friends. So Spoonie's playing the same game.
Hey, come on! Open up! What is this shit? Armor for the apocalypse?
Omicron is in quarantine. This is why they didn't answer our call.
Hello!
Christ, Strasky, it's called a radio. They're not gonna hear you better if you scream.
Jonesy, you okay? Look, I know you're the strong silent type, but I need you to say something every now and then so I know you're all right. Jonesy? Jones,
Fuck's sakes. Let's try the annex again. Maybe we can break in.
we're losing Jonesy. We need to get her inside.
Well, get in line!
Alvaro, there's nothing we can do for her right now. Hit the stasis switch and let's check the annex.
Mechanical malfunction. Use alternate entrance. What, up and over? Goodness. This is safe. It's fine.
This had better be the right way.
It's fine.
Let's find that suit and get out.
We're good. Jeez. same kind of suit I have now. So that one doesn't work. Power suit's going to be much more impressive. Possibly need to stop the wow. MRI. Heavy object. Oh, good. Well, this is fine.
Is this Omicron? Everything is so basic, so limited. I hope it's not the Omnidual falling apart. Okay, we need to find you a power suit. You know, so we can go into the abyss without ending up like a recycled can of soda.
You think we'll find one that fits me? I mean, I'm kind of in a suit already.
That's been bothering me too. You know how you were transferred from Vancouver?
Toronto.
From then to now.
How could I forget?
Okay, so we do it again.
You want to send me to the future?
No, you idiot. I want to transfer your mind into a new body.
What?
Look, we already know it can be done. We don't need to make it a big deal.
It is a big deal, Kath. It's a huge fucking deal. There's got to be something else that can take us down there.
The Dunbat Theta was the only vessel that could take that pressure, and you saw what happened.
Then think of something else.
Simon, please. You don't have to switch this instant. Just play along for now. If we find something else, then great. If not...
I'm not promising anything.
Thank you, Simon. Have a look around the room. This is where they would keep the power suits, if there are any left.
found one of the power suits. There's a dead woman inside. At least I think it's a woman. Just like the body we found in the annex. She's missing her head.
Gross. This could work in our favor, though. Look for a terminal nearby, see if you can boot it up.
High-pressure power suit guaranteed to withstand temperatures spanning from 50 C to negative 75 C, all while keeping a steady 40 C by default on the inside. The suit will automatically shield the wearer from pressure and maintain normal 1 atmosphere up to a depth of 5,000 meters. Nice. The onboard controller monitors monitor the wearer's physical state and is able to minimize the risk of shock, hyperventilation, and even dehydration. Usage. Suit is easily assembled through rotating neck and wrist rings that locks the joints and helmet in place. Note, the joints won't seal unless the controller is able to identify a wearer through a set of sensory systems. Suits may be locked to specific personnel, but as default the suit will accept anyone. Controllers onboard, computer monitoring pulse, brain activity, body temperature, and stress through skin conductance. It uses this information to provide the wearer with the safest experience.
Not exactly grade A material.
Don't write it off just yet. Remember what we found out at Theta? The suit you are wearing is basically just a Cortex chip working a few pints of structure gel, powered by the on-suit battery pack.
And a dead colleague, Imogen Reed.
Exactly. If you think about it, we're actually incredibly lucky. We found a suit with an already dead body inside.
I guess you're right. What about the WoW? What makes you think it'll play along?
It's not magic, it's algorithms. A set pattern. The WoW won't be able to deny us, even if it was capable of wanting to.
I'm still not crazy about this plan. It feels wrong.
Please, Simon, I can't give up on the Ark. I need this to work.
So we need a Cortex chip, structure gel, and a battery pack. That's one hell of a shopping list.
Thanks. I'll just hang around here if that's okay.
I'll be back.
Don't forget, we need a Cortex chip, structure gel, and a power pack to get the suit ready.
Probably read the signs. That was fun. Unusually sedated orange roughie found hovering outside the Omicron substation had a remarkable bone structure that seemed to interfere with its perception. Brought it inside the study, but it stiffened and died in the process. During post-mortem, the thing kicked back to life while being out of the water. It kept swinging for a few minutes, so I returned it to an aquarium. It instantly started banging into the glass and bludgeoned itself to death before I could relocate it. Shelley, down on arrival, Claudia Eames, Darby and Waldeck justified it. What it was. As what was sabotaging the Lumar probe at about 900 meters. It's 150 centimeters long rudderfish that looks like it's merged with some other type of fish or shark. It's the freakiest form of mutation we've seen so far. It's clear that it's getting worse. Something is causing this, and I'm not buying radioactive fallout nonsense that Orvari can't shut up about. Johann Ross, a dead man found on the climber this morning, has been identified as Johann Ross, AI psychologist working at Tau. Can't even begin to imagine what has happened down in the abyss, and frankly, I won't risk losing my staff by going down there to look. If the ARC team is alive, which I highly doubt, they will have to find a way to give us a sign. We're not going down there again without good reason. happen all at once. Wow. What is it with people's heads? Connectivity structure gel has been charged and actually keeps going for a while even if it's removed from a power source. If applied to circuits, it seems to help out with connectivity. Seems like it's not only connectivity but functionality as well. Gel can make simple machinery work and act more efficiently. However, the modifications that the WoW has made to the gel are full of extra information that don't necessarily make sense. When applied to something more complicated, it causes the gel to act as a cancer upon the host, eventually ruining it. We could use the gel to our advantage, but it needs to be uncalibrated to get rid of the bad code. Applied gel to a dead mouse. The gel caused the mouse to appear alive. It was put into the same habitat as a living mouse. The reanimated mouse was apathetic, while the living one seemed distressed. No shit. After 15 minutes, the reanimated mouse attacked and killed the living mouse. Half an hour later, the reanimated mouse stopped moving. The corpse was solid, as the gel had hardened within it. Reanimated another mouse with structure gel. This time it was done with uncalibrated gel, as produced by Eames. The results were impressive. The thing seems catatonic, but it's more of a sleepwalker. To avoid the thing hardening as before, electromagnets were used to cause a low electrical current within the animal. This also provided us the ability to somewhat control it. Structure gel remains unchanged on a fundamental level. It's still the same cross-linked gel with aligned graphene and a polyunsaturated matrix that was installed throughout Pathos 2 a few years ago. Problem is not the gel, but its controller, the WoW. The gel has not yet taken on any new properties. The WoW simply uses it in ways that we never would have dreamed of. Overwhelming evidence concludes that all deformed creatures, the fish, the sharks, and even the helpers were manipulated by the WoW via structure gel. They have in some manner been exposed to charged gel and in turn stricken by a cancerous growth that affects their whole being. It's difficult to ask why when talking about AI, but it started shortly after the comet killed the surface. I can't for sure say if it's bad code or a carefully programmed mercy killing, but it looks like it's not going to make things easier for us to survive. Well, that's too bad. Never seen something at that speed. So, what more gel do we? Alright, I think we're going to call it there. So, save and exit. Thank you very much for everybody for coming. We are going to head out and go see Spoonie, who is also playing SOMA. Going to see where she's at. Most likely, I don't think she's quite as far, but she's going to be pretty close. So, she's on the brand new WoW thing. Alrighty, I'll see you all on Tuesday for more math stuff, and or next Friday for probably more SOMA. I'm gonna try to finish this thing. Don't know how long it's gonna take. Good luck out there. Stay safe. Have fun. And you're running this in about 5 seconds. Alright, good luck everybody. This is Obi-Wan Pez for N Simplex Pachinko. Good night.